All right, folks, this is the Artist Features, and we have with us today Lighthouse, which is a six-piece music band, and there are dogs barking at the backside.
Thank you, man. Thank you. Thanks for calling us. But are there other dogs barking?
Yes, are
अब
you? Are
you
you
के
hearing
dog.
the sound? Are you?
Yeah,
Tega?
even I am able to hear.
भाई खतरनाक भौंक रहा है.
I don't know. किसके you
There's a
can't.
walk.
You,
Kuwait में तो कुत्ता भी नहीं है.
Delhi is safe, so we'll check Lijo's.
No, it's not Lijo. It's
Suraj, check कर.
Not from mine, bro. कुत्ता तो
Yeah,
यहाँ पे है
Suraj.
नहीं.
Okay, chal, we'll start again. Okay.
we'll start. Okay. Yeah.
Billboard 86 Artist Features.
Welcome to this week's Artist Feature, and today we have with us the Lighthouse Band. The Lighthouse Band is a six-piece music band from Bombay. Suraj on vocals, Joel Johnson and Lijo on guitar, Steve on keys, Robinson on bass, and Joe on drums. We have with us today four of the members of the band. So how did you guys come together?
Hey Dennis, Steve here. First of all, thank you so much for inviting us to this podcast. And we feel so happy to be here at this time. Talking about our band, maybe we started in 2013. Before that, we all used to perform individually. So we all belong to different genres. Lijo and Joel are someone who is mostly into rock and metal. Suraj, our vocalist, who is our classic singer, who sings classical and extremely on high notes. Robin, who is our bassist, fantastic bassist, and of course, Joe, who is our drummer. So we started in 2013. I met Suraj, and later on, every one of them chipped in. We jammed a couple of times. Suraj wanted to, he had a gig coming up, so he said, "Why don't we come together and jam and perform there?" So I was like, "Okay, we'll give a try." And we all met, we jammed, and this thing clicked, and we all could play, in a sync, and we had proper coordination. So we did that event, and it worked out well. And it was those times in our college days, we have these festivals, college festivals.
Yeah.
So we were like, why don't we go and participate, and let's see how it works out. So we went to one of the college event. I guess it was our first performance in this very well-known college in Navi Mumbai. Probably you know that college is SIS. First college where we performed.
Oh. Yeah. Okay.
So we performed there, and we were the winners of that Battle of Band. So our first ever competition, and we won it. So we thought, why don't we take this ahead? We played, we thought, okay, we have other colleges. So we thought of going to various colleges, performing. And we started winning almost all the colleges across Mumbai and Navi Mumbai. So the colleges started knowing us, started knowing Lighthouse. Later on, we thought, why don't we take this a step ahead?
Right.
So since we had made our names in colleges, so many of them started calling us for headlining their events. Many colleges even called us for judging. We got many indoor and outdoor gigs, private gigs. The most important thing is we got a lot of love from the people for our songs we played, because every song that we play are totally unique. It's a blend of rock, jazz, and classical. So yeah, man, that's us. That's Lighthouse.
Cool, man. That's a great intro to the band. And you said, what do you say? Rock, jazz and classical. So who's into jazz and what are the music influences of all of you guys?
Yeah, hey Dennis, Joel here. So I'm the guitarist for the band, and so as Steve spoke, we all come from different genres, different influences. So I'll just quickly talk about how what is the individual influences we had and how collectively it all gelled up to form Lighthouse. So yeah, so starting with me, so right from childhood, we used to get those CDs which had those mixed, random mixed songs, and we had no idea what song is it. So like I used to listen to those songs, and then there was this track from Iron Maiden. It's The Trooper, and the solo was like totally mind blowing for me at that time, and I was like, I need to learn how to play that, and that's how I eventually wanted to play the guitar. And later on, my influences, I found out about Metallica, Megadeth, Children of Bodom, Lamb of God. These are the bands which I got influenced from, and then I also saw. I also discovered some great Indian bands, right? I was like shocked. Even India has such amazing bands like Mother Jane, Aviel, the Downtrodens, so on. So that's where my playing is mostly influenced from, mostly from a rock and metal background. And I think for Lijo, he also started music with with the church choir and guitar, and his for him the track was Tears in Heaven by Eric Clapton, and he also influenced mostly from the rock and the metal genre. Talking about Steve, so as you mentioned, the jazz, Steve picked up keyboard from childhood, and he used to be very part of the church choir and their events, and he also kind of has the blues and the jazz influence in the songs as well. He also used to do his stuff. He used to do his private gigs and stuff, and later on we came up with our tone for his classic keyboard tone. About Suraj, so as you mentioned, the classical element. So Suraj actually started off as by dancing, and that's where he heard about classical music, and he was totally inspired by those kind of songs, and he started singing. And then his goal was to get that pitch. There are some songs where it's like a very high pitch songs, and if you see even in our songs, the high parts, I think Suraj executes it like great, and that the crowd like totally gets mesmerized by that. So that's the influence from the classical side of music. And so when you talk about, so as I am talking, so if all these things is the culmination of Lighthouse, the jazz influence in the keyboards, the rock and metal factor in the guitar, where me and Lijo trade off with our riffs and solos, and Suraj leading our whole collective with his voice. So that's the influence for Lighthouse.
Cool, man. That's a wide variety of kind of genres coming together, and also Suraj coming dancing into music, if I want to put it right. So so that's cool, man. So what was Suraj doing? Like learning Bharatnatyam, or that's what all the South Indian Mallus do?
Yes, I was into Bharatanatyam. I did my crash course 6 years. It was actually 10 years, but I did my course in 6 years. And that is how I got to know and how I realized the tempo, how it works, how to switch from one beat to another. That really helped me when I became, or when I switched to singing.
Yeah, you are right. So if you talk to anybody who's into Bharatnatyam, they have a great sense of beat. I've noticed that all the time. So the next question that I have is like, I'm gonna throw a few words at you. All right. So one person pick up a word, and what do you say? Let's go in the order. So I have first on the call with me Lijo, then Suraj, then Steve, and then Joel. So what happens is I'm gonna say a word, and Lijo's gonna say, okay, this is the first word that comes to my mind when I hear this word. So that's how it is. Okay. So we'll go in this order. All right.
Just
Okay.
word, right?
Okay.
Yeah. So the order is Lijo, Suraj, Steve, and Joel. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Cool. So Mumbai.
Love.
All right. Second word. Pani Puri.
Street food.
Now the third word. Palm Beach Road.
Cycling.
Cool. The fourth word. CCD.
Dates.
The next word.
Okay.
Charger.
What? Charger. Phone. Yeah. There was
All absurd words I'm giving, but it's a kudos to you, like guys are answering that. Now the second last word, satellite.
Universe.
All right. Now the last is not a word; it's like a full 2 words maybe. It is Lighthouse band.
Hey, that's us, man.
That's-
You can't define us in a single word.
All right, cool, man. So that was quick. That was fast. Now the next thing is, so if we want to hear your music at this point in time, and we want to know what is the future that holds for us, how can we know about your updates and what is in store in the coming days?
Hey Dennis, this is Lijo here, the other guitarist. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thinking about the future. I mean, right now with all this COVID-19 pandemic going around, so as a band, we used to always perform in live stages and live events. Even so we kind of miss that thing. So right now with everything going on, we can't have that thing, because of certain regulations and stuff. So as soon as these things go back to normal, so we are hoping we hit backstage. So that's where we kind of love to do what we do, to play music for people and to get connected with them, and that's what keeps the band alive. All of us, in a wide music sense as well. So hoping that things go back to normal as soon. So as soon as everything goes back to normal, we'll be hitting the studios and we'll be releasing our album. So certain recording work and everything will be on full swing. So it's going to be a 6-track album comprising of all the original compositions of the band, and that there are kind of certain songs that we've been playing throughout our live sets, apart from the song that you will be playing, the Khwaishein song. So there are these songs that we kind of play throughout our live sets, and we planned to slowly incorporate them in the upcoming album as well. So like I said, fingers crossed, hoping everything will be normal as soon as possible, and we'll head back on stage. And you can find us on Instagram as light_house_band. We all our updates, and do follow us, share our music. Yeah.
Sure, man. Thank you so much for letting us know what's there in future. Of course, the future at this point in time is not certain, but it's certain that someday it will be back to normal. And when we are back to normal, we'll be back to live gigs and mosh pits. So, Suraj, you're the only person who's not spoken. And what I want to ask you is, you've done a great job on Khwaishein Mili. That's the single that we're gonna. Yeah, that's the single we're gonna play now. But before we play the music, can you talk about the song Khwaishein Mili?
Sure, Dennis. Well, first of all, I don't think this is a song, to be precise, because it's a journey throughout. It's the Lighthouse. We traveling from the very first day. We're the passengers traveling with our dream, our emotion, our dedication towards our work, and trying to reach a platform where we get recognized for our hard work and for what we, for the music, for the raw music that we're trying to convey to the audience. We keep learning many things, each and every day. Even though a successful person may be a successful man or a woman, even though they are successful, they are still a learner. Even you are a learner. Even I'm a learner. Yeah. No one has end to any of their creativity. Yeah. And especially when it comes to music is very deep, bro. We keep digging and scraping, and we find different elements, different new things popping up. We get introduced to new qualities, which eventually we try and apply in ourselves. The song has got two phases, if you see. One is where we're trying to reach our goal, which we still are. And the second thing is
I will tell you. The second is you received the goal, you reached the goal. Am I right?
Exactly. He got it. So to elaborate on that, the first point, as I said, we are still traveling. We are still learners. We are on our way. We are not yet reached our goal. Once we reach that goal, once we reach that platform, that is when this song will actually be justified. And this song is all about it, bro. Never, never lose your hope. It will take time for sure. It's not easy, but consistency is a key. So that is all exactly. That is all this song is all about. Khwaishein Mili. And that when we actually reach that peak, when we actually be successful, that is the moment when even the title name Khwaishein Mili will be justified.
Right, you are actually right. So I was when I was driving, coming back home today, I listened to the song third or the fourth time, and I listened to it a bit more deeply. That's when I understood the song. And to each person, they have their own interpretation, and that's the beauty of music. Each person has its own interpretation. Each person has its own meaning to it, and it relates to the person very personally on a deep level. Though the writer might write something some other way, musician does it in some other way, but it comes out in some other way, and the other person takes it in some other way. So that's the beauty of music. And why don't we all listen to the song Khwaishein Mili right now before we close the podcast? Shall we?
Yes.
Yes.
Love to.
Yes, man.
All right. Here goes the track.
ख्वाहिशें ना मिली कभी, मंजिलों का पता नहीं, सपने मेरे जो टूट गए, अधूरा रहा मैं। ख्वाहिशें ना मिली कभी, मंजिलों का पता नहीं, सपने मेरे जो टूट गए, अधूरा रहा मैं।
सूरज
हाँ बोलना भाई.
लिजो बोल रहे हैं अभी कुछ भी
he was the culprit yesterday. I think उसके वहाँ पे हो रहा था.
There's a brawl already going on.
Yeah, man. I don't know which part.
Yeah.
The good thing is that the dogs are not brawling today. Thank you, Lijo, for
Thank God. Like I said, I've killed them all. Okay, so
this is a podcast that goes online, and at this point in time, it's not a right thing to say.
I was kidding all you animal activist people. It's a joke.
I know. We all know that, of course. So we are all animal lovers. We all love, dogs. Okay, even if you don't, just say you love the dogs. Okay.
PETA is my favorite organization.